Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 90-Day Fiancé Tigerlily and Adnan worse than Sarper and Shekinah. 90-Day Fiancé stars Tigerlily Taylor and Adnan Abdel Fattah are worse than Sarper Govan and Shekinah Garner. Shekinah and Sarper had been painted as villains in the franchise for a while. However, it seems a new couple could be stealing that crown. Keep reading to find out more about this situation. Adnan Abdel Fattah is very controlling over Tigerlily Taylor. Fans have noticed it from the beginning. When they got married, Adnan became a control freak. He decides what Tigerlily can and cannot wear, also who she can and cannot talk to. Fans would not be surprised if he told her what she could and could not do either. However, Sarper showed some of the same signs in the past. He and Shekinah do not like each other talking to the other gender. However, is Sarper just as bad as Adnan or worse? Fans have figured it out. Fans have voiced their opinions on whether Tigerlily and Adnan are worse or if Sarper and Shekinah are. Seems Adnan and Tigerlily are the worst. Unpopular opinion, Sarper at least has a personality, a tiny bit empathetic, and is funny. Adnan is just a straight-up dick. Sarper grew on me. Adnan can go kick rocks. Dude's a shitty person with old-school, super ignorant, misogynistic views. Difference is Sarper likes Shekinah. At least Shekinah would actually speak. Tigerlily literally was changing the things she's saying so he doesn't have a meltdown. The dude has the emotional maturity of a 12-year-old. Difference is I liked Sarper after the tell-all. Adnan was a jerk. The difference is, though, that Sarper redeemed himself a lot in the last season, and Adnan will never ever redeem himself. It seems as though fans think Adnan is much worse than Sarper. They recognize that Sarper had a personality, whereas they feel Adnan does not. Adnan started receiving a lot more hate after the first part of the 90-Day Fiancé. Before the 90 days tell-all, he is even seen getting into it with Niles Valentine in the previews. Yikes. Fans think Adnan is just a mean person. What do you think about this all? Do you think Adnan and Tigerlily are worse than Shekinah and Sarper? Sound off in the comments below. In the ever-compelling world of reality television, particularly when it comes to the hit show 90-Day Fiancé, the roller coaster relationships of its stars are nothing short of enthralling. However, among the many tumultuous couples who have made their mark on the show, the latest pairing of Tigerlily and Adnan has left fans questioning the very foundations of love, trust, and cultural differences in ways that make the controversy surrounding Sarper and Shekinah seem tame in comparison. Their drama, intense personal conflicts, and incredibly dysfunctional dynamic have taken the show to new and unexpected lows, making the couple one of the most polarizing duos in 90-Day Fiancé history. While Sarper and Shekinah certainly pushed viewers to the edge with their constant arguments, emotional volatility, and cultural clashes, their issues paled in comparison to the chaos that Tigerlily and Adnan have brought to the table. The comparison between the two couples isn't just about dramatic moments or outrageous behavior, but about the toxic patterns of control, manipulation, and dishonesty that run deeper than the surface-level issues Sarper and Shekinah displayed. Tigerlily, a young, vibrant woman who seemed initially sweet and open-hearted, quickly revealed herself to be far more volatile and complex than her initial persona suggested. Coming from a Western cultural perspective, she had a tendency to expect things to move at a speed and intensity that was simply not in sync with Adnan's laid-back approach to life. But her impatience and lack of understanding quickly revealed cracks in their relationship. From day one, Tigerlily seemed to want a fairy tale romance, but was unwilling to make the adjustments necessary for a true partnership. Her naivety about the cultural and lifestyle differences between her and Adnan played a significant role in creating tension, but it was her escalating control and manipulative tendencies that made the situation worse. Adnan, on the other hand, came across as the perfect foil to Tigerlily's chaotic energy. His quiet, reserved nature was one of the few things that initially attracted her to him. But as their relationship deepened, this passive demeanor began to create significant rifts. While he could have been seen as calm and thoughtful, it became evident that he used his passivity as a tool to avoid confrontation, pushing important issues under the rug and avoiding accountability. This behavior only intensified Tigerlily's frustration, and the result was a toxic dance of passive aggression, emotional neglect, and unspoken resentment to Sarper and Shekinah, whose problems seemed to stem mostly from a clash of egos. Tigerlily and Adnan's issues felt much more insidious. They weren't just fighting over their differences in behavior or priorities. No, Tigerlily's tendency to criticize and push Adnan while he quietly withdrew into himself became a subtle but deadly power struggle. She would constantly undermine his authority and decision-making, whether it was about their living arrangements, future plans, or even everyday decisions. The way she openly mocked or belittled him in front of others made many viewers uncomfortable, particularly when she would make sarcastic remarks about his heritage or accent, subtly chipping away at his confidence. What made it worse was Adnan's lack of response. His passivity wasn't just a personality trait. It became his way of avoiding difficult discussions, leaving Tigerlily's biting words to fester without resolution. On the flip side, Adnan's behavior wasn't as innocent as it first seemed. Beneath his calm exterior was a deeply ingrained sense of entitlement that he struggled to hide. Whether it was his controlling attitude regarding Tigerlily's actions, his insistence on keeping certain aspects of his personal life private, or his refusal to meet her halfway on even basic decisions, it became clear that his approach to the relationship was driven by a desire to maintain control. His reluctance to compromise and meet Tigerlily's emotional needs pushed her to a breaking point, causing her to lash out in ways that were equally toxic and damaging. Perhaps one of the most striking things about Tigerlily and Adnan's relationship was their inability to effectively communicate. The language of love between the two was broken, completely disconnected. Tigerlily, desperate for validation and emotional connection, often felt unfulfilled, while Adnan, who wasn't skilled at expressing his feelings, grew more distant. The result was a partnership where both felt like they were not being heard, and their communication devolved into passive-aggressive remarks, frustration, and silent treatments. While Sarper and Shekinah often took center stage for their frequent explosive fights and eyebrow-raising emotional outbursts, Tigerlily and Adnan's dysfunction took on a more covered form. They didn't scream at each other as Sarper and Shekinah did, but the quiet manipulation and subtle passive-aggressiveness that characterized their relationship made them almost more unsettling to watch. Sarper and Shekinah were loud, brash, and visible in their conflicts, but Tigerlily and Adnan seemed to be a quieter storm, simmering beneath the surface, but no less destructive. Their arguments were often passive, filled with backhanded comments and nonverbal cues that turned every situation into a game of emotional chess. For many fans, what made this couple even harder to watch was how neither seemed willing to take responsibility for their actions. Tigerlily constantly blamed Adnan for not meeting her needs, yet she never seemed to acknowledge her own role in pushing him away with her emotional outbursts. Meanwhile, Adnan's refusal to confront issues head-on meant that the tensions built up until they exploded in passive ways. They both avoided accountability in their own ways, making the couple seem even more dysfunctional than Sarper and Shekinah, who at least were clear about their battles. Ultimately, Tigerlily and Adnan represented the darker side of relationships that go unexamined until it's too late. Their unwillingness to acknowledge their flaws, communicate openly, and meet each other halfway made them not only one of the most dysfunctional couples in 90 Day Fiancé history, but also one that left viewers exhausted. Their behavior was a stark reminder that not all drama is overt and flashy. Some of the most toxic dynamics are the quietest ones, where emotions are hidden beneath layers of manipulation, avoidance, and control. In the end, Tigerlily and Adnan were a couple so entangled in their own emotional toxicity that they seemed even worse than Sarper and Shekinah. What began as a hopeful romance turned into a glaring display of dysfunction, with each party too entrenched in their own egos to see the damage they were doing to each other. And while 90 Day Fiancé is no stranger to couples facing difficult challenges, the emotional warfare between Tigerlily and Adnan was something that left fans wondering if they would ever be able to heal from the damage they had inflicted on one another.